Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Welcome back to a new video. Today, we're going to talk about a whole new trick, a new trick that's frankly an old trick being done on used cars, used Hellcats, used Scat Packs. So many of you have messaged and said, look, I'm just going to buy used. I'm going to save some money. Well, the challenge now is that the dealers have figured out that there's so much profit in the used cars in comparison to the new. And here's the secret. Here's the magic sauce here. The margins on the used cars are and generally always have been much better than the new cars, especially when they're able to take these cars back in trade at well below book by telling some poor soul who's sitting in a $1,600 or $1,700 car payment that prices are going down, using the exact opposite strategy than what they used when they sold the car to the guy. So now they're telling people when they bring in their cars for trade-in, well, you know, prices are going down, prices are not stable, your car is going to be worth less, the new one's coming out, people are going to want that, and just wait till the twin-turbo i6 comes out, everybody's going to want that, your Hellcat's not going to be worth anything. And they're stealing these cars. And when they can get a good deal on a used car, then it gives them, I would bet anything that is probably 2 to maybe even 4 times the margin that they've got on the new cars, especially when Dodge is not giving as many incentives on Hellcats, or if any incentives on Hellcats or Scat Packs, Red Eyes, especially the Demons. So used cars are a great way, which is why you'll find that when you're going to buy a new car, a lot of times the dealer will absolutely want and hope that you have a trade-in. They will even offer a discount, $500 or $1,500. You'll see this trade-in discount because the margin on that used car takes their single transaction on their new car and turns it into a double transaction by picking up a car with even more margin if they can steal it from you, especially if they can pile some of your negative onto the next car and milk you for some more down payment. But then what do? So they get the car for a pretty good price, and now they've got this significant opportunity in margin, and they can definitely move that car a lot faster because pricing compared to a new one is much better. And if the miles are pretty low, they can now sell you an extended warranty, which has profit built into it. Used car financing is more expensive, which probably I would say will allow them to margin the interest rate a little bit higher. And in the end, heck, I think there's just a whole bunch more money for these dealers. I know there is. And this is stuff that I've learned directly from dealers. So what are we seeing now? We're seeing that all the tricks that the dealers have been using on the new cars, they're now using on the used cars. And I saw this video by a YouTube channel, a bunch of young guys called Hood Rich. And I'm telling you, it's went viral on TikTok, the one clip I'm going to show you, where they are trolling dealerships. Mainly, it appears Dodge dealerships. And in one of their videos, they actually got recognized. And 2/3 of the way through the negotiation with the dealership, with the manager and the salesperson, the manager comes out and tells them, you need to leave.
So one of my guys told me, you guys go around dealerships and just try to blow up spots. This video is yours right here.
Nah, not blow a spot. We ain't blowing no spot.
Turn off the cameras.
Well, the whole time they were there with enormous cameras in their hands, filming everything, and these guys were so tied to the sale, and these kids were playing them so far out. Now, I don't know if they were really going to buy a car or not, but they were digging to get the information. And these kids are doing some, I mean, pretty incredible work when you think about it, because they walk in and they're exposing a couple things. One, all the slimy sales tactics, because these guys have big cameras pointed in their face and are still saying the same things. In one of the videos, one of the managers comes out and says, turn off the camera, turn off the camera. And the kid just drops the camera down and still records. I mean, they're just fearless, which is absolutely awesome to watch. But in the one video, the clip I'm going to play for you all, it exposes one of the tricks, one of the many tricks that I know a lot of you know about already, but this one is getting pretty brazen with a list of additional expenses that they add on to the deal, way above what the car was marketed for. And it's pretty slimy and slick how they do it, considering that they all put that advertised price out there, let's just say $59,000, and then you go running in thinking I'm getting a Hellcat for $59,000, which is pretty much what the car is worth. But then once you get down to the negotiations, they work you through the Foursquare, and then they start pulling out these sheets that I'll show you in a second, where they add on all this other stuff, and you're gonna die laughing at the crap this dealer added on to this used car, which significantly inflated the price so much on this car. I'm talking what, $12,000-$13,000 worth of garbage. It's almost, you know, laughable that they thought these kids would be stupid. And part of me wonders if they pulled this on just these young guys, they think they don't know any better, or if they would do that to anyone and everyone who walked into their dealership. Either way, when you hear the salesman scrambling, oh, we do that on every car, the Tropical Advantage, and it's freaking hilarious because he does this, like I said in my last video, with a straight face, with no issue for being a liar, no even slight hesitation for saying the BS, with only one goal in mind: milk these kids out of as much money as he can with just misleading things that are on this sales sheet. So let's go ahead and play that clip right now, and then I'll come back and kind of will break it down in the list.
The Tropical Advantage plan, the extra fee, 2.4.
Yeah, that's something it says on every page of our website that we add to every new and used car that we sell. It includes these things, which also include $500 credit in the body shop and $100 credit in service.
I think you need that though.
But it's something they put on every car.
Are you sure about that, man?
Yeah.
Used vehicle inspection, 1.1. What is that about?
That's when the car comes in and they have to go through the 237-point inspection.
Used vehicle reconditioning, 2.7.
Right, that's the cost that they spent to repair it, to make it ready for sale.
And it's not even including taxes. Come on now. Yeah, because it went from 58 to 72 out the door. That's kind of crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, sir. Alright, y'all. This the extra fees that they got added on top, man. This is crazy. Look at these fees. Come on now. They trying to get my boy Rico, man.
Not again, boy.
Not again, man. They got you 18% interest on the first time.
The first time.
This is with financing with them. You get what I'm saying? Now this is financing with your own credit union, because look, I told y'all these dealerships get a fee off the back end from going with their financing. They're getting 3K outside financing added onto this because he wants to go with his own financing. But they trying to get my boy Rico, man. Nah, that shit crazy, bro. They trying to get you. They trying to get you just like with the scat, bro. 18% interest. That shit was crazy. 58K car. If he goes with his own financing, it goes up to 72. Come on now, that's crazy. We're gonna end up going somewhere else, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, because the fees added is crazy. They trying to add like 10K plus in fees, man. It doesn't make sense.
It's always better.
It doesn't make sense. That's where I gotta pay attention to. Pay attention to the fees, and then the doc fee is $979, almost $1,000. We're gonna go somewhere else. We're gonna try to look for more Hellcats.
All right, so was that hilarious or what? I mean, they flat out caught this guy, and I mean, the smugness in his voice, you could tell that he was even having trouble getting the words out when he was saying, "Oh, you do that on every single car." What is that? I don't care if you do it on every car. You shouldn't be doing it on every single car. This was worse than like charging $350 for nitrogen in the tires. This was just BS reconditioning fees and used car fees. I mean, just BS all the way adding. Well, let's go and look at this. Check this out. So I've got it on my other screen here, and let's take a look at what we saw in that video and just break it down. So the advertised price, the market value price that they had it was $56,995. They added $24.95 for Tropical Advantage plan. Probably has some kind of nitrogen tire stuff in there. Then they added used vehicle inspection. So why in the hell would I have to buy used vehicle inspection. And he explains it like, oh, we had to do that when we got the car. Well, that's your cost, not mine. Used vehicle reconditioning. Well, if you had to recondition the car, do I get a list of everything you did to recondition that car? And why didn't you simply price the car accordingly? Why are you adding that on there? Total BS. And then it takes the quote total purchase. So then you're like, okay, finally we're at the total purchase. $63,470. And then you go down to taxable fees, estimated $99. Dock fee. That is a fee they just simply make up. I've paid $495. I've had some of you watch my older videos when I bought cars from Napleton's. They had a $500 admin fee or dock fee. I always got them to waive it. I mean, I was adamant that I'm not paying that. You pay people to do the work here, they can do that work. So they're getting paid either way to be here on an hourly wage. I'm not going to pay an admin fee. You're going to process this paperwork. It's part of the deal. But either way, $500 is one thing. $979, let's call that $1,000. Of course, tax, that's normal. Then you've got non-tax fees. Somebody tell me in the comments below, what in the hell is that? $897.50. And then it takes you up to $69,369. So that's a significant drop from basically $57,000. And I get that $4,000 of it's in tax, but you've got $7,000 or so in additional fees they've just stacked on there that give you literally no real value. I don't know what's in the Tropical Advantage plan, but I doubt it's worth $2,500. But then they said that's if you use our financing, because the second part was, but if you use your own financing, I'm sorry if this is a little bit blurry, but everything's the same except outside financing. So they wanted to use their own credit union, Navy Federal, I think they said. And they're going to charge them an additional $3,000 for using outside financing. That is utterly insane, which takes this car that was listed for about $57,000 to $72,549.10. All I can say, folks, is that if you're out there shopping for a used car and you see one of these super low prices, ask them on the phone before you go waste your time, or feel free to go in there and make it really clear. I want to see what all your fees are, because if I can buy that car right now for $56,995 and there's no other fees, nothing being added on other than tax and license, then I'll see you. If they say, well, it's $495, dock fee or admin fee, okay. I mean, I'm not killing a deal over $500 if the car is priced right. But when they add in $7,000, $8,000 in crap, another $3,000, almost $10,000 in additional crap, maybe $11,000 in additional crap, at that point, the car should have been priced at that price. Why do I got to pay for your used car inspection or used car reconditioning? But this is how they get them. And this guy said it as though it's no big deal. If you use our financing, which is probably going to be a higher interest rate, probably going to be a crappier loan, probably going to be a shorter term, sticking a higher payment, it's $3,000. What I always say is, well, what stops me from saying, all right, fine, I'll let you do the financing. And then literally a week later, I just pay off that loan. Pay nothing. Pay that thing off. Is there a contract they can make me sign to force me to keep that loan? No. So there's a way around it, I'm sure. Share in the comments below if I'm missing something here. But in the end, this is the crap they're doing. Be very careful, even with the used cars. Just because it's advertised at a great price doesn't mean they're not going to stick you with a whole bunch of stuff. Because at this point, that is no different than a humongous markup. But since they can't do, quote, markups on used cars, because that just is a price they're asking, that you do this low price to attract you in for a $57,000 Hellcat, only to have you up at $72,000 out the door. That's significant. That is slimy. That is a ripoff. And be prepared to walk out of the dealership. But what they hope is that once they get you into that multi-million-dollar building in that gorgeous conference room and feed you some donuts, some snacks, some coffee, and hold you hostage there, hold your trade-in hostage for 5 or 6 hours, that at some point you're going to go, okay, and they'll whittle you down. Maybe they'll split the difference with you, and you'll still pay $5,000 in all those crappy additional fees, and then they make a massive profit, which they're already getting a profit at the $57,000, and because they probably stole the car from somebody for $50,000, and now they're picking up another $5,500 or so, and that's a $10,000 profit on a used car, where I can't imagine in some of these new cars without markups or add-ons that they're making that kind of money. So be careful out there, everybody. Beware. Watch for these dealerships. They're being sneaky. They're finding new ways to play games and to mislead us, to get us in their dealerships, to work us over and get our money. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
As you guys can see by the vlog, I wasn't lying when I tell y'all these dealers try to get you, man. You saw it firsthand point of view. If you walk in and you don't know what you're doing when it comes to knowing about the document fee, the extra fees that are involved, the bullshit fees that y'all saw, you're gonna get finessed. The vehicle price is gonna go super high, and on top of that,